game if things aren't going well for you.
Yeah, well, that's it as well. We need to keep an eye on Alistair especially. He had a pretty decent performance on Train, maybe not as good as we would have expected, but he has that mobility here on Inferno where he'll be peaking top mid, then the next round he'll be at Banana, you know, deep arches. He just loves to continually change up his positioning and keep Avant guessing. And I believe Avant are probably going to try to not go in that direction because that is pretty deadly.
I think it's still pretty important for Avant to get off to a good start here. We already spoke quite extensively about both of their pistol round wins on Train, and even then it was still quite close. So it's not like Order's going down without a fight at the moment. You still have a bit of early information as he runs through the apartments, but he's going to have to deal with a few headed in his direction. CZ, powerful weapon in his hands. Double kill. Hazard and Humongous not having the success that they did on Train.
With that Molotov to stop the aggression as well. That's huge. Gyro already on the flank. That's 2 quick ones for him, and now it's all up to Blitz as well. They spotted him in apartments. They know that he has to be in this position, and Gyro at the ready, just holding W. And dishing out the damage to Blitz as well. There it is, Order with the first pistol.
That is a statement from Order, isn't it? They knew exactly what they needed to do to get the momentum rolling here on Inferno. Excellent start from you still on a clean, perfect pistol round for Order. Puts Avant back into a difficult situation. They'll have to think about what they want to buy here, and it is going to be the investment. Deagle and Armor, which we did see be put to good use on Train.
Well, Ali's going to be the man to cross in apps. He sees that nade and decides against it for the moment. Blitz now making a bit of a racket as he goes all the way up. But no one close at Dig to hear the jump up. So let's see if Yustillo can put a stop to the push here with the MP9 at the end of Halls. It's going to be the 4-man stack at mid for Avant, looking to bust out Bracket. Blitz with a hole that annoys, baits out that Molotov. Hazza seems to have copped the nade himself as well. Double arches set up. Looking like it should be good for the hold. Ali's going to be spotted in the corner.
Flash.
Oh, awkward timing on it, though.
Very, very bad team flash, actually, for Alistair, but he does get out okay. Apox managed to do some damage, P250 in hand. He's gotten one. Seen rounds like this slip away before, but like Ricky's on point, ready and waiting is Sterling to trade. 3 on 2. Not out of the realms of possibility for Avant, but certainly has stabilized for Order, and that'll probably be that.
Oh, missed opportunity from Blitz, and now he's on 2 HP. Ali just needs to land that single bullet, but he's down to 36 himself, and Blitz finds a headshot. Unfortunately for Blitz, that bomb is in such an irretrievable position. And Gyro and Ali all over the top of it. It's looking like a lost round unless he hits some nasty ones. But Order should secure a second here.
Not without loss. 3 guns down. Costly reinvestment for the CT side, that will be. Blitz won't do too much more.
There it is. 2 quick ones for Order. Off to a solid start. Starting on the CT side, they have a relatively solid defense. And Avant still just trying to figure out where they need to go. The force buy in the previous, not doing too much other than that economical damage. We do see a couple of upgraded pistols here for Avant. Still with the 3-2 split. Went up for Order, but straight down mid with these MP9s. They are looking to cause a bit of destruction. APOC hits back on the head of Valiance.
Need to be very careful that they don't lose too many guns here. This is another chance for Avant to really just grind Order's economy down. APOC already dealing with 1. So far, not a huge loss for Order. But any more than this, things start to become problematic in future rounds.
Gyro going close range. Playing a dangerous game all on his lonesome here at Banana. Oh, almost finds APOC straight through that smoke as well. Bit of a jump scare for him. Now Avant get the tag through the plywood. Gyro just creating some space between him and these pistols. Should be able to play for the retake here. Falling off from coffins if Avant commit. But they still have APOC hunting for something here towards Bracket.
And Gyro's spider sense is tingling, so he'll just walk forward a little bit there, finding the timing onto Hugh. That's a bit of info onto Sterling as well for him. So the Reinforcements are going to be called across. Order starting to rotate their players over early on in the piece. Sterling and APOC would love a couple more kills, but I'm just not sure they're going to be able to get it. Ustillo has a couple of shots into the back of Sterling and will finish him off. Gyra, in the meanwhile, gets APOC, and that's a much better round for Order. Stabilizing the money situation a little bit. Alistair was saving. I think he saved just the pistol, used only the pistol in that round, so he'll be looking for the AWP early on in the piece here. Couple of MP9s. I wonder if those persist as well for Order, because this is going to be the first buy for Avant. Looks like Order's gone for the budget route. It's like when you get the lolly mix and you end up getting all of the licorice lollies that no one likes.
Well, hey, I'm sure there's people out there that like them. I'm just not one of them, Jordan. Blitz not going to be liking that one either, as Val will just go aggressively with an early smoke into apartments, peeking at balcony and getting that first blood.
It's not the start that Avant would have wanted. I'm quite certain of that.
Let's see what they can do to get back into the round. 3 at mid, just
Look at
waiting
this.
out the smoke.
Look at where Alistair is. Unbelievable. How has he even gotten there? He's going to walk up right behind Avant. They've got no idea. Maybe 2 free kills for him here if he gets the timing right. There's one. The second spray, always going to be tough at that range. As it swings around, it deals with it accordingly, but it's going to throw chaos into the ranks of Avant. They were just setting themselves up for an execute. I don't think that they threw any of the utility. But now progressing slowly through brackets. That's a pretty important frag for Valiants to get, actually. Now Ustillo doesn't quite get the timing right, and APOC's around the corner. Bombline's going to go down here. Avant have managed to swindle their way onto the bomb site.
But out of nowhere, Order, with all the information in the world, still somehow give up that A site. Looking to play for the retake now. They still have 2 flashes to get back in. 1 kit in play in the hands of Ricky. Gyra has this AK. Looks like Ricky's lining up a nice little flash to go over the top. It's actually going to be Ustillo. Smashing it in. That's going to blind everyone on site. Hazard fully blinded. There's actually APOC to find himself the lineup there from Nifty. And that is a big round coming out from Avant. The 3v5 being won without any extra casualties. That's going to be their first round found on the board. Order carrying across an M4. And the economy good enough to buy up into round number 5.
Yeah, a really impressive round from Avant, especially considering they lost Blitz so early on in the piece. They essentially played that out 4v5. Even admittedly, at one point it was 3v5. So kind of shows that Avant are still in this contest. They can kind of grind these rounds down when the going gets tough. Not just going to keel over and die.
Yeah, it was very awkward there for Alistair as well. So the target prioritization, he went for the closest player. Usually you'll go for someone who's a bit further away, but because he had that MP9, he knew that he could secure at least one. Unfortunately, you could see after he missed that second kill, which he probably thought he was going to get for free, he couldn't get around the corner, couldn't get back to Banana, which was completely clear. So he kind of dropped the ball there, maybe hit the trigger a little bit too early. However, Avant certainly deserved that round. They hit him with the punish, and they took that A site perfectly.
Yeah, and a bit of a change up immediately from Avant here as well. They've gone straight in toward Banana, not something that they've been doing previously, certainly not in that last gun round. They took a little bit of presence there, but they definitely didn't have too many players in that side of the map. So maybe a bit of a change up here for Avant. They're just keeping an eye on what's going on behind them. Don't want to let something similar to Alice's shenanigans happen again. They really are gearing up for more of an A-sided take.
Looking for the mid-rounds bracket control. Ali trying to find something. There it is. Nice one onto Hazard. Couldn't even see the man. Just went for the pot shot. And that's going to be Val falling through, well, over towards Library rather. So we will see some reinforcements. Rotation coming in from Ricky. Another found there. Ustillo falling. It's all up to Ali to try and hold. Makes his way into pit, which is a solid position. Has some extra cover. Blitz has heard him going for that scope now. We'll just drop a flash, allowing himself to try and get down, allowing the boys up from Diggity here.
Oh!
But Ali unable to get anything else. Big entry coming out from Humongous. And there it is. Gyra and Ricky now looking just to go for the save.
Well, a couple of solid A-site takes now for Avant. Does start to show some weakness on Order's defense. Still, as of yet, haven't really seen anything too committed towards B-bomb site, so I might have that still in their back pocket as well. Shaping up nicely now for them. Only 5 rounds in, but a couple of good gun rounds for Avant. Money is getting quite lackluster for Order now as well. Ricky and Jira trying to save these guns, pretty instrumental in what their future buys will look like. But even with these 2 weapons, Order's not going to be in a good spot.
Jira finds the perfect timing. Not sure if he's going to be able to get his hands on the AK though. Flashes in, no extra damage, and he'll lose the MP9 as well as the armor, so there'll be even less for Order to play with in round number 6 here. But it seemed like Order just overstayed the welcome there in Diggity. After Ali got that pick, he knew that he had the smoke. Yustillo joining him, but then Yustillo falls through a smoke bang, and unfortunately that was pretty much the site lost. Ali couldn't get any extra work done either after Humongous caught him off with a bit of a jumpy peek.
Bit of a jumpy peek.
That was pretty much all it was. I was like, he wasn't even flashed. It was just literally a bit of unexpected timing.
Yeah, it was a good entry. Where is Ricky at the moment? Solo holding on the B site. Don't think Order's going to be too interested in that. They've spotted the totem pole. Blitz! This will be a big eco farm for him. 4 kills. He knows exactly where they're coming from. Ricky's been spotted, so bomb's going to be retrieved here for Avant, and they'll try to make their way into the A bomb site. But I dare say Ricky will probably die before anything too interesting happens here. He's managed to find himself one flash out, but only so much you can do.
Well, you want some confidence boosters? Blitz, he's found them. 4 quick ones there at bracket, single-handedly doing God's work, and there it is, the equalizer as well. All tied up at 3 apiece now as we do see a quick old pause coming through.
Technical pause, yeah. Anytime you hear the click from the chat, you know it's going to be a bit of a rough time. We'll see how long this one lasts. Pretty cold day here in Sydney. Wonder if maybe someone's just feeling like they need to warm their hands up. Who's a Sydney-based player? Hugh and Hazard, definitely.
Yep.
Blitz. I think APOC might be Sydney as well.
APOC? Maybe? I know Blitz is.
Yep.
Sterling, obviously, overseas.
I think most of Order is in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yustillo, Ricky, Alistair, all Melbourne-based.
Is Yustillo Melbourne or WA?
I'm pretty sure he's Melbourne.
Maybe he's Melbourne.
Don't think he's a WA boy. Anyway. Doesn't really matter.
Let's stop doxing everyone.
Probably cold down in Melbourne as well, let's be real, knowing that city.
Yeah. Well, if it's cold in Sydney, you have to assume that it's freezing down in Melbourne. I wonder if it plays too much of an effect. Maybe Hazard just loves fragging up a storm when it is cold weather.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess different people enjoy different kinds of climates, but I've always found that when it's cold, it's always harder for me to aim well until my hands get warmed up. I used to wear gloves when I was playing, and it was a little bit colder. I've moved house since then. My current place is a bit warmer in winter, but yeah, cold hands, very like stiff. You can't really, they're not as limber.
Yep.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. But then, you know, the counterpoint to that is when it's too hot, you're just very sluggish.
Right.
You're just not there. So at least when you're cold, you're awake. Even if you're shaking and you can't aim properly, you know, at least you're awake.
Shaky aim.
Yeah. Well, what do you think we need to see coming out from Order? Because Avant, now that they've been able to get a couple of guns on the board, have been looking pretty solid already on the T side.
Yeah, a bit more of that magic maybe from Order is required. That pistol round was phenomenal, but it's just gone missing for them, hasn't it? It's going to be tough. Obviously, you'd always say something like, okay, well, if Order things aren't going too well for them, they try to default back to something like a double AWP, but with the way that their economy is at the moment, that's not really an option. Maybe a little bit more brackets control, because at the moment Order have been quite happy to just give up the site, give up brackets and sit in the site. And Order have more or less been able to walk in there for free, so I wonder if a little bit more of a forward defense from Order is something that they can take a look at.
Well, let's ask the expert. Let's ask the big Mitch Pilskermeister. How you doing?
Well, I think we could.
Well, I can hear you. He said, hopefully my mic's unmuted. That would be good. I don't know if everyone out there can hear it, but I'm just going to repeat exactly what you said until we get confirmation.
I've also had confirmation from one official sniper that Usilo is born and bred in Brisbane. I'm not sure whether or not he still is in Brisbane, but shout out to Ian. I assume he's watching and enjoying the Counter-Strike.
Or he just randomly told you that...
Well, that would be pretty weird to receive a message on Facebook from someone just saying, hey man, by the way, Usilo's from Brisbane. Either way, yeah, we've got back onto the desk. Things are working their way out in the server. I don't know, Pilsky, we can talk about the temperature. I've got some word that it's 13 degrees in Melbourne as well, so pretty cold down there.
Interesting. What are we talking about the temperature for?
Well, just because there was nothing else to talk about. It was a pause.
Good to know you weren't watching the broadcast.
Yeah, clearly not paying attention here, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to be honest, Jordan. I was listening to your interview with my headphones on while watching the game.
Right.
So there you go. Watching Ricky play and listening to him talk about his career simultaneously.
Good time, good time. Well, what did you think about the game so far? We're only 6 rounds in. At the moment, it seems like it's kind of going backwards and forwards a little bit, but I feel like AVANT's a little bit more on top.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they're playing quite a nice T side at the moment, to be honest. I much prefer them to see them winning a game where they're working together and just working their way through the T side. A lot of close rounds where they're getting that critical kill when things get messy, the 3v3s, the 4v4s, things like that. It's important to see them grind that game out rather than just be predicated off an individual game. And to be honest, that would make me feel a lot more confident about them going forward rather than just seeing them win off the back of some players going bananas.
Well, what are your thoughts on that round? I think it was round 4, which is actually where it sort of turned around. Ali pushed all the way down second mid, got that flank happening with the MP9, and then made a bit of a mistake. Also, off the back of that, AVANT somehow managed to get one more kill over towards the A site and then win the round in a 3v5 from there.
They've been doing a good job of picking towards that A site, to be honest. A lot of the times, like wrapping through jungle, they're giving, both Valiants and Ustilo a lot of problems. And usually that's where Order's quite strong, to be honest. Like the way I think about this Order CT side on Inferno, I usually think like, Ustilo and Valiants having that pit and site crossfire is usually pretty hard to break and deal with. But it seems like AVANT's kind of got the answer for that, going towards that jungle side pretty often. So that's working quite well for them.
Bit of work to be done on both sides. I think right now, Order really struggling. CT economy not quite built up just yet at all, and that's the problem. Sometimes this T side, AVANT in the form that they're in, just going to be able to run away with things, and we might see a pretty big half from them.
Yeah, I'm still, questioning which way this one's going to go. Obviously, Hazza really hasn't shown up like he did on Train just yet, but we're only 6 rounds in.
Well, he started out CT side Train, and you didn't see him pop off as much on the T side. Like, he had a couple of good rounds, but it's the same thing. T side Train, team side Inferno. Sometimes it's pretty hard for an individual to get into the game, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'd much rather see AVANT, like I said, win by committee and just make the right moves and have a good T side where they're finding the right picks, and I feel like they're doing quite a good job of that right now. So if that's how they win this semi-final here, they're putting Order under a fair bit of pressure, grinding out quite a few of those team rounds. I'd much rather see that, to be honest.
All right, so I want to put something out here as well.
Okay.
We got the game underway, but we've got to be talking to someone after the game. So I want to flip the interview on its head.
Okay.
Right? Usually we're the ones asking the questions. I'm going to ask them if they have any questions for us, really.
All right, that's
They're probably going to say no.
No, they will definitely say no.
Yes, but I'm going to ask them that.
Who do you think we're going to be interviewing? Order or AVANT?
At this point, AVANT.
Yeah, definitely looking like it. We got Hazza yesterday. I wonder if anyone else is game for an interview.
Well, what I want to see is Hazza and Humongous both on the mic at the same time.
That's true. That'd be good. That'd be good if they're both in the house. Either way, we're going to jump back into game so that Pilsky can stop throwing his Hearthstone game by appearing on the analyst desk. And
Exposed.
We'll
That
see.
was perfect timing.
We'll see what AVANT can do to keep this momentum up. I don't know whose side the issue was on. If it was Orders, maybe they'll have something sorted out and they'll look a bit better after this. But AVANT, what? Where?
Hey, yo.
How's Ustilo got there?
They just ran down mid, just waltzed straight through, and it's going to be a very fast approach already. Humongous and APOC able to at least hit back and bring it to the 3v3. Ricky needs to hold it, finds a smoke bang onto APOC as he falls back, hits him with the fadeaway. Hazza wants to try and get a bit of a redemption now, trying to run away in, tries to work timing, but Ricky can't hit his shot, misses the readjustment of the crosshair. And now both of these CT players not going to be coming in on the flank. They've gone for the big rotation back through CT. As we do see Humongous getting his bomb blended. Oh, Hugh!
Hazza's lucky to survive as well. They've both managed to get across to construction. Ustilo watching and waiting. I'm not sure that AVANT is going to be wise to push into construction. And for now, they will opt not to. Hugh does take the peek, ducks under the initial shot from Justillo, but the adjustment is good. Hazza, great trade, one-on-one now as Justillo creeps forward, touches the bomb. He's going to stick the defuse. Hazza, he's expecting it. He gets there quickly, but not quickly enough. Defuse is on, and Hazza's not happy about that. It is a round win for Order, but Mac, it might be a loss overall. Look at that money. They've just got nothing left in the back pocket.
Yeah, so I guess we'll have to see maybe some extra aggression. It seemed like the mid control was just the answer initially there for Order. Unfortunately, Ricky got caught off guard by the smoke push from Hazza, taking the initiative to try and take that site, knowing that there could be max one in that position. But then he couldn't clutch it out. So let's see what the 3 SMGs, a FAMAS and an M4 can get done. Just trying to make sure that there's at least enough utility to try and hold control of Banana at least. But Avant with a faster approach up towards middle.
That's where they've had a lot more success than over toward the B-bomb site. That's clean from Blitz as well. Bit unlucky for Alistair. Just shouldering at the wrong time. And already a good opener.
Top mid smoke comes through, but Avant seizing the moment, and it looks like they, oh no, won't go through. They had the timing. APOC trying to go for a boost, bit of miscoordination, but Jira's made his way all the way to the bottom of Banana. Hazza has heard this deep flash and seems to be aware of the situation. Jira's still holding his wit, holding his nerve, edging forward. Might actually give up the B side, or at least a bit of Banana control, and it looks like that is going to be just what Avant want. Head their way back in this direction. Flash comes through. Ricky on the off angle finds one. That's going to be the bomb. Can he double it down? Almost. Good damage onto Sterling, but the fast rotation now from Valiance may just save the round. It's 2v4, and he needs to go pretty big. Flashing his way straight back in. Oh, there it is. Definitely with the lineup. Only good for one, though. And it's all up to you, Justillo, in a 1v3.
I really saw it happening, Valiant. If that spray down would have connected, it could have been something magic, but from us, always tough to make it happen with that weapon. And Justillo, it's going to be tough for him to make it happen. This is pretty much the worst scenario that could have happened for Order. You know, they win a good round, and then they lose a pretty rough one. I mean, I say they win a good round. They win a round without much in the back pocket. Yes, they get the round on the board, but the implications of that were that the economy was low. And then they lose the subsequent round. Money is just absolutely cooked. Not going to be ordering up too much in the next couple of rounds.
No, it doesn't seem like that will be the case. But it is all tied up again, 4-4. In Order, if they don't buy too much here, we'll be able to buy into round number 10. But for now, let's see what they can do on the USPs. Ricky, again, loving going for that Zeus. And he is going to play close towards the top of Banana. Let's see if Avant fall into the trap this time. Didn't really work for Ricky over on Train. Let's see if he can make it happen here in Inferno. APOC's gone for the Mac 10 as well, so fully aware of Order's financial position.
Zeus in the hand. Ricky, true to his form. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, it seems. Once he's learned one, he'll just continue to pull it out. Ricky's certainly someone that's been around a lot longer than the majority of the players in this server, though he does have a couple of counterparts in APOC and Justillo. The old boys club.
Well, let's see if the old dogs can bring in the old tricks as well. Bit of a pincer straight to the site. These USPs actually just now damaged one apiece for Ali and Justillo. But Humongous and Sterling dealing with them perfectly. That's going to be the 2v3. Sterling, if he cops a big from one of these USPs, could go down. That will rely on Ricky and Jira feeling sharp. Hugh over towards the broken wall there is going to be spotted, but Jira is really playing with him at the moment as Ricky. You can see that he still wants to utilize this Zeus up in apps, waiting for someone to head into his trap again.
He might get one if Hugh's not careful. But it looks like they're going to exit through mid as opposed to through apartments. Wonder if they can find themselves a gun. That's probably objective number 2. Jira was having a crack. He's shown his position now as well, but he doesn't get that chance with the Zeus. He's blown up beforehand. 5-4, Avant continue their march. It'll be another buy here for Order, but man, this economy just sucks. they're not going to be able to get a... I mean, they are going to be able to get an AWP, but they're not going to be able to get much behind it. Alistair's got no armor, no utility, no secondary pistol. It's just an AWP.
He'll want to hope that he's hitting every shot he fires here because he's going to have no chance to retreat without that armor. Well, let's see what happens. It's a 4-man stack at B early on, expecting Avant to go for the change-up, and they seem to have Avant's number here. Looking for that early control at the top of Banana. Ali actually finds a headshot on the Sterling. Straight through the corner. 3 more Avant players here for the picking. But Order, they've already left this one after maintaining control. Sending Ali back over towards that A site, along with your boy Valiant, who goes in for the early turtle. Ali, pre-scope, will find another, gets away with murder. They know that he's on the corner.
Oh,
Another onto Hazard. This man's insane, but at least the trade is there this time for Avant.
You talk about hitting every shot, and he did. Still can't survive, but 4 on 2. Alistair's more than done his job. They've managed to scrounge together a pretty rough buy, and Order were really relying on someone to step up, and that's exactly what Alistair has provided. Now it's just a case of negotiating this 2 on 4. Hugh and APOC can go for it. They've got plenty of cash. Hugh's starting to creep his way up onto the B bomb side. If Gyra puts a foot wrong, APOC's going to get a faster rotate than most of the Order players. But Hugh also needs to hit this opener. He's spotted Gyra now. Has given away his position. Rotation should start to come across. It's Ricky getting there early. APOC's not out yet, but through the flash, Hugh just taps, and Gyra's dead. There's a smoke to cross as well. And Avant will find themselves a 2 on 3. Bomb plant can go down. APOC's hanging on to it for a moment, but no push coming from Order. Winnable round now for Avant.
Let's see if they can pull this one back from the scraps. Unfortunately for APOC, he's not ready for Ricky. Good positioning from Hugh to able that trade. And he's going to be the 1 on 2 again. Let's see if he can angle this one perfectly. Finds one headshot. But again, Order going in a pair, able to trade that one out. So it's another extremely costly round for Order, but they are managing to keep this one neck and neck with Avant right now. Back to 5 on 5. But Avant, look at that money, humongous with 13k in the bank. They're going to have no financial woes in round number 11.
I mean, I guess there's a couple of arguments to be made here on both sides. You know, you've got to give credit to Order for winning a lot of these rounds with quite poor buys and being able to grind through a few of them. Alistair looking good with the AWP in this one as well. But then similarly, you also think contextually, Order won the pistol. They went up 3-0. They looked good. And then Avant has won 5 of those rounds. So really at the moment, it's kind of like 5-2 as far as the important gun rounds are concerned. So who's looking better as a result of those kinds of arguments? At the moment, I still feel like Avant is looking like the better side. It's just going to be a question of whether or not Order can actually regain control of this economy. And that is a very nice artillery strike from Ricky and Gyra.
And Gyra, risky business, does not pay off as Sterling not going to be hit by that flash at all. Hits Order with the punish. So this is the last thing that Order need right now. Early bust towards bracket as Avant are going to be smashing their way into Archers as well. Ali with the repeat, there it is. But Hazard does it all himself. Quick old 2K. Justillo coming in to pick up the pieces here at Moto. But now he's going to be wrapped on as Hazard still making his way into Library. Justillo, does he expect Blitz here? Finds the line, but even so, Blitz with some nice movement dodges the bullets, finds the headshot onto Justillo himself, and it's Ricky in a 1v4. This man is just looking to save already.
It's just another shocking round for Order's economy, isn't it? Just when it starts to look a little bit better. They've won these rounds that put them in a position to win the next round and save their economy, but then they always lose that second round, and again we're back to square one for Order. Again, they're going to have to go back down to a poor bite, and Avant continue to put rounds on the board. Yes, it's 5 apiece. It's going to be 6-5 favouring Avant, but really just feels like Avant have been on top.
That being said, though, Avant making a great decision to change up the pace and go for the faster approach off the back of one pick at Banana, expecting maybe the defense to have rotated over towards that B site. They took the initiative. They went straight in through brackets, straight in through Archers.
Just little noggins hanging above the sandbag.
Yeah. Well, Ricky choosing the wrong side to hold from, also caught with his pants down and utility out.
Just going to be a single eco probably for Order here, but Still going to have a pretty bad buy next round if they do not take a double eco.
Nice spray transfer coming out from Hazard there. The man, a master of the rifle and putting on a show for everyone at home today.
A couple of Zeus's again. He's getting in Gyra's mind. Just waiting to really see AVANT kind of break out in this half and sort of shut it down. It kind of feels like we've been teetering on that precipice of AVANT running away with the half for 4 or 5 rounds now, and they haven't been able to actually overwhelm Order. They've just been scrounging together those poor buys, and they've been making them work. I think if Order can sort of grind out 6 or 7 rounds here, that's probably not a bad result considering how rough things have been for them. AVANT's definitely looking for, 10 really. They might not get it. You still owe a good start. Alistair putting some damage in, but both those players do fall. Crisis averted for AVANT.
I feel like AVANT has just been watching Order's demos and said, we know that every single eco round, Ricky is going to be sitting at that top of Banana behind the wall with a Zeus. So we're going to go to A site. Because even if there is 4 players there, we would prefer that rather than getting hit by Ricky's Zeus. They're not giving him an inch. They're not allowing him to get into this game at all. And AVANT, there it is, the 2-round lead off the back of another great decision. Going to the A site, ripping over the crossfire with a beautiful couple of flashes.
Yep. Well, Order's going to get another buy in the next round, but they'll be quite poor after that. So AVANT are essentially playing for a couple more. Up 7 and 5 at the moment. It'll be the full investment from Order. They win that 8-5, and then probably another eco for Order. Be at least 9 rounds in the half for AVANT if they do win the next round. Playing for 2. At the very least, the way that they're tracking, Order will get a bye in the final round. So they'll be able to fight for 9-6. 10-5 if we do get to that point. But that, again, a lot of that hinges on whether or not AVANT win this round here and how cleanly they win it, if they get rid of all the guns. I think that's another key factor, is that Order, when they've been losing, haven't really even been able to save any guns. Normally that's something that we see quite a lot on Inferno. But when was the last time you saw more than 1 gun saved in a round? Sometimes Ricky over toward the B side anchoring keeps his gun alive. But by and large, AVANT is very good on the hunts. Already started off well again in this one. Gyra's down early, so goes from bad to worse for Order. It really just seems like it's AVANT's day.
I like the setup on the B site. Ricky just waiting to use this one flash for optimal impact. But Valiance has not heard a thing. Looks like it's just a matter of timing. There it is, Sterling with a flash for himself. He looks to take control of Banana. Him and APOC starting to head this direction. There it is. There's the flash. Now, Valiance able to drop this smoke with 50 seconds remaining. But that was the last piece of util over towards the B site now, as you see Ricky trying to make his way over. Valiance plays a dangerous game, but he does get away with his life. Ustillo up here on the planter, just waiting for Blitz to overstep his boundary. But he's just happy to hold the boiler line for the moment.
Yeah, doesn't need to be doing anything. Gonna link up with Hazza, swap positions, trading places. Interesting. It'll be a 3-man entry into bracket, and Ustillo really is in a one-and-done position at the moment. I say that, big spray, and he almost gets 2. Hazza survives on 2 HP, good for the trade. Alistair missing a critical shot, though, and now under pressure on the bomb site. Oh, dearie me, it's all gone wrong. Hazza, 2 HP, has managed to find a couple of frags and cracked open that bomb site. Plant going down just in time for AVANT. Absolutely critical to find that opener onto Alistair. Had they not been able to get that, time of the essence, but AVANT get over the line, and now they're on the hunt again. They've got so much money, no reason not to. Send 3 guns at this one.
Well, the hunt is on. Sterling making a whole bunch of noise, just trying to bait out any aggression from the CT area. Valiant's looking to hold this swing, and that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Taps him away eventually, he just pulls that spray back. Looked a little awkward for the moment. And now 2 remaining for AVANT. I think will come through onto Hugh through the corner. As Val falls at the end. Ricky again will carry one gun across, but it's not enough. And now, second last round of the half, Order should be down to pistols and armor. I don't think they're going to be able to get another round on the board, and it's looking like at this point, AVANT are again going to find themselves a 10-5 half.
I just don't know what has happened to Order. They looked so good in the lead up to this tournament, going into the player break. Won that first match against AVANT. Did pretty well yesterday night against Renegades as well. And they've gone completely missing. AVANT certainly stepping up their form as well. Back to that rivalry. We've been really building up this kind of a storyline over the course of the last 6 to 12 months. And it seems it's got another twist and another turn. Maybe AVANT takes the lead again. Blitz, a double kill in this round. Fairly routine stuff for him. Bit of aim crack. Ricky, that's a nice one to win. And he's gotten Sterling too. They're challenging 1 by 1. But Hazard, good enough for the trade. And numbers advantage persists for AVANT.
But Jara here from First Orange is playing a very dangerous game. As you can see though, Ustillo fast on the flank, might actually find a kill here on the Blitz. Jara unable to get anything done, and Ustillo will fall. So a big round coming out from Blitz there, just reading Order like a book.
Yeah.
And into the final round of the half.
Well, like I said, at least Order is going to be able to afford to buy through here. You know, the economy is going to give them that little bit of a gift. And this is, I would actually argue, probably their best buy for the entire half.
Exactly.
Somehow they've managed to get a double AWP, all this utility. Where has this been for so long? Order have really just been forcing into some of these kind of half buys, these sort of force buys, trying to make it work with FAMASas and MP9s and maybe a glass cannon AWP here and there, but it's kind of screwed their economy all the way up to round number 15. Must-win round, though, for Order here. If they can get 6, they can at least feel like they've gotten something accomplished in the first half.
It seems like it's been a bit of a miscall or a misplay, mismanagement of the economy. There is still another half to play, and this one's not over yet. AVANT now certainly gravitating towards the A site. Triple dig setup coming out for Order now. Solid positions. Look at that APOC all the way through Archers already. Ali needs to try to hold. They've managed to make their way into pit. He finds a single kill as APOC sneaks through the smoke.
Ooh.
Ali and Val doing a very good job. A triple kill for Ali. Where's this been all half? And it's all up to Blitz now to 1v4 to try and clutch it. It will be 1v5 if he does, but there it is. The push through the smoke will secure it. Jira taking the final kill. And Order, 6 kills on the CT side. Is it going to be enough? We'll find out in the second half.
9-6 the scoreline, and Avant continue their march toward a victory. Order somehow letting this one slip. It's been a phenomenal tournament for them up to this point, and Avant certainly did look shaky in the last couple of days, but we may have a 2-0 on our cards here at the moment, Mac. It's looking like a pretty important pistol round for Order. They've struggled in the first map to get those pistols. They did win the pistol round in the first half here, but only managed 6 rounds. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to really take from that first half. Are we going to see Avant just blitz away with things here in the second? Guess we'll find out when this pistol round kicks off.
Well, Avant going for that 3-man stack over towards Banana early. Ali going to tap some heads with the P250 at long range. Unfortunately, not going to find anything. Speaking of blitzing into the second half, Blitz will be taking first blood here on the second pistol here of Inferno. It's going to be an aggressive play down Banana. Hugh may just drop this smoke on contact, forcing push through it if they do want to head towards the B site now. It's a whole lot of noise made as we do see Valiance as well just lurking his way through apps, trying to find anything else here.
Blitz definitely has been suffering a little bit early on in the rounds in Inferno here. He's been the first death quite a few times.
Well, Hugh, not going to be hunting heads this time. APOC sneaks his way out of apartments to catch Jara there lurking at Diggity, but now we will see the rotation all the way back to B. Hugh just needs to buy some extra time. Sterling just baiting it back aside. It's going to be the double dark setup working so wonderfully so far, but Sterling, they need to deal with him before he can plant. 39 seconds. Hazard comes in to save the day, and that was a solid pistol again coming out from Avant.
Man, I was going to say that was a good fast rotate from Hazard, and that can make all the difference. You can see how quick he gets across from the A-bomb site into construction. Sterling is a dead man if not for Hazard there, but bails him out of trouble, and Order not able to get the bomb plant down. Critical pistol round goes to Avant on the CT side. That's 3 out of 4 in this series, and one step closer to Avant managing to make it through to another DreamHack Masters final.
It's crazy just how often the double... Jordan's had a technical injury. He's just smacked his hand on the desk, and he's trying very hard not to moan through the microphone. Well, anyway, double dark, very strong setup, and time again, players coming into the B site just forget to check it. So, again, if you are playing with some teammates in MM, please use that double dark setup. It's amazing. Anyway, faster approach over towards Bracket as Order are going to be running in with the pistols that they have purchased up. Double setup over towards Moto. Going to be a 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, Hugh should get a free kill here though onto Alistair. They're just not expecting someone into CT that deep. So, 2-for-1 overall so far for Avant. APOC pretty low on HP, but so far so good. Not losing too much against this pistol, and that's something that I think Avant is going to need to be very careful of. It's definitely a trap that we saw Order falling into, losing a little bit too much on the anti-forces and the anti-ecos. Still looking for a good solid economy for Avant here. They have quite a few rounds to get through on their CT side, and it's not out of the realms of possibility that Order can do much the same as what Avant did on T. Blitz will have himself a free one onto Usilo, very low HP there, and then follows up nicely as Jara tries to waterfall out of apartments as well. Just Ricky left, and continuing to put a little bit of damage in here. APOC's down early on in the piece, but Ricky really does have to commit to this A-bomb site. The bomb is there, and a bit of extra damage coming from Ricky there. Makes the round look okay for Order at least, but 2 for Masters go through for Avant.
Well, there it is. Managed to get the double body tag onto Hazard as well. So 3 bullets connecting in 3 shots. Not too terrible, but unfortunately couldn't find himself the second. And there it is, 11 on the board for Avant. With, again, a solid start in the second half, and Order, because they went for the force in the previous, they're just on a couple of extra pistols now in round 18. And it should be easy peasy for Avant, who we are going to see just smashing it down mid. Down Banana, looking to completely capitalize on this round. And it's worked wonders so far. APOC with the first pick. Blitz trying to make his way through. Ali missed the deagle shot, but they're not expecting the continued aggression, but they will manage to punish him for it.
Order not messing around with these pistols, but Avant also don't seem too keen to give Order too much room to work with. They're just trying to speed this game up and get it over and done with. I dare say Avant are now starting to think a little bit in the back of their minds about this best of 5 grand final that they'll have to play later on tonight if they do win this map. So it's in their best interest to finish this off quickly if they can.
Yeah. We haven't seen Avant and Renegades go head-to-head this tournament, so it'll be good to see how they play against one another. Jira, I believe he did spot the jump peak. He was hoping for more, but has up. Great discipline. Just happily falling back to sight for now. Slow approach up mid for Order.
It's good to see Avant just sort of resetting here, giving Order the respect that they deserve. I think they were just trying to force a little bit too much at the start of this round, particularly with Blitz trying to push into the T-stairs, and were punished for it. But now Avant, you know, playing the way they should be. Slowing things down, making sure they don't get too overeager. Sterling gets Jara. A couple of kills there for the MP9 of Sterling, which is nice. He's going to upgrade to the FAMAS as well. Doesn't have the money for the AWP, but APOC does. Could drop it over. Suspect we might see Avant just go for a little bit more of an economic buy this time, not necessarily going into the AWP just yet. Money's not that stable for them.
Well, early 3-man stack over towards the B site for Avant Order. Let's see what they can do as they finally have some guns in their hands here on the T side for the second half. In for a bit of mid control. Uncontested currently. But Avant just edging forwards, deciding against it with that smoke coming through towards the top of Banana. Looks like we are going to see them attempt to go for this boost up on the wall. It hasn't worked out. Hazza needs to hit the KZ service. They have Blitz as well at the back, just waiting to lob a flash over. There it is, Ricky with a disgusting shot onto Hazza. Hughes going to be subbing out that MP9 for the FAMAS. That was dropped from Hazza as well. But Avant bought so much time. Whole half the round already. APOC getting very aggressive towards Diggity. If he fell there, that could have been the A site for free for Order. But he didn't. Ifs and buts.
Still 2 players here on the B side of the map for Avant, and they've got control of sandbags. That does give away Blitz's position, and Gyro's going to try and get aggressive to punish it. A little bit too late on the incendiary was Blitz, and that was his undoing.
All the way in. Beautiful timing on the flash. Hugh now goes for 2. That is a big end to the round already. But in the 2v2, Valiants looking to fire up. And it's just Hugh here trying to hold from New Box. Needs to find the timing. No utility to play with. Just the FAMAS, and he's going to fall. Plenty of time to get this bomb down.
It was just 7 seconds. All he needs is 1 kill there, and that's the round for Avant. It's a costly round so far for them, but they might still find a way to get the win. Valiant's too sharp. APOC can't even walk around the corner. 12-7. That's the first one in the second half for Order, and something to sort of take heart in. A long way to go. 5 rounds to claw back just to equalize. And by then, Avant's going to have a big loss bonus. This is the big one, though. Avant investing in the AWP. They don't have too much to put behind it. Just the 1 M4 for Hazza, but they're fully buying down. Onus on Sterling this time.
Well, that round was exactly what Order needed to find a bit of confidence. But again, it's their economy that's in question, and this 1 AWP in the hands of Sterling could just get enough done, but he's going to cop a lot more than he's given there. Trying to peek at mid. There's Order. Very thorough in the approach towards Banana here. Silent as well. Hugh just waiting for the timing to drop this nade off the skybox and look to cause some damage at the top of Banana, but it's not going to hit really anything. Ricky not taking any damage from it, and Avant with that 3-man stack early at B is now going to rotate Hazza straight back over towards the A site. Order very slow with their approaches here.
Yeah, definitely running the clock down a little bit, but they are in a 4-on-5, so it's quite hard to have that gusto, especially given the fact that they have one flash and one smoke. APOC's seen them now. He'll pop his smoke down, and I think Order are in a spot of bother. Has us rotated over to the B bomb site. Great time for him to peek. He'll be traded back by Alistair, but the bomb is stopped in its tracks. And if Alistair falters here, the round's going to be over. It's all on to Alistair as well. 1-on-4.
Got a way to go. Can't wrangle that spray. You've got, was it Hugh just B-hop in there? Yeah. Oh, that one hurts. And what do you know? 13 on the board for AVANT, just making all the right moves. And look, they were the ones that went for the force buy, but fortunately for them, they made it work. 100 times better than what we saw Order doing in their CT side.
This is not good news for Order.
No. They are right on the ropes now.
That is a huge round for AVANT to win. It does wonders for the economy, which was starting to look a little unstable. Only having to go down to one SMG this round. It's a faster play from Order. Straight up banana. Alistair trying to get into the thick of things. Still 3 players over to this side of the map, and the utility usage is very good for AVANT. They split Order in 2 with the Molotov, then the grenade lands right on top of Ricky's head.
It's a dangerous one when it works. Now Ricky knows he's low. He's actually going to be isolated over in the corner. That Molotov is going to seal the deal. There it is, man advantage now for AVANT. They surely just trade this one out from here.
Way too methodical from AVANT today. They've just been beating Order at every single turn. Hazza, good couple of frags so far. MP9 going to work. Ooh. Finally. Shut down, put to bed by Valiance. That Deagle needs to do more work and it can't. Alistair's got himself another 1-on-4.
Well, look what he's done, though. He's slid in next to Blitz as he's gone through the smoke, but he wants some more. He's waiting for AVANT to overextend here.
He really needs 2 here, but I just don't think he's going to get it. Blitz is actually going to end up checking him. That's unfortunate. I mean, Alistair, if he fires, he gets the kill on the Blitz, but what does he do from there? So I can't really blame him for holding the trigger, but in the end, it looks a bit silly because Blitz is well aware. 14-7. Order going to call their first tactical pause for this map. I think it's maybe a bit too little too late, Mac.
Yeah, I
Had
feel
to come
like
10 rounds ago.
It should have come a little earlier. Maybe taken some extra time before their gun rounds. But look, at least have one now. Figure out what they need to do. They need 7 rounds to equalize here and then 9 to take it. 8 if they want to go to overtime. But it's just nowhere near as close of an affair as what we played it out to be earlier on today. So AVANT really finding form just when it matters most, and Order just unable to find an answer for it. Everyone doing a really good job so far in terms of killing for Order there. You look at the scoreboard, everyone's pretty even all across it. Unfortunately, no one's really standing out or putting their hand up and doing the work that Order needs right now.
Let's try to get aggressive and finds the timing perfectly. That's just another nail in the coffin for Order. Valiance might drop here as well. Wow, Blitz way too good. Stronghold in the apartments. And it seems Inferno is a bit of a stronghold right now for AVANT because Order just cannot crack the nut. They've had 1 round in the second half here. Hazza low on HP, throwing as much of his util out. Hugh will save his life. Order can't get anything going. The map's over, Mac. The series is over. Ricky at least gets Hugh through the smoke.
Oh, but Sterling. He's going to... Oh, no, he's actually missed Ali. Hit him on the leg.
Yep.
The nade not enough, but Ali now knows that Sterling's aggressed over towards mid. What's the answer here? Ricky's still making a bit of noise at Banana. Does not want to fall for free.
Kind of important that Sterling doesn't go down here. If Alistair somehow manages to find that kill, or even just get past Sterling. Hey, bomb site's going to be open. Ricky's doing work over on B, keeping the AVANT players busy over there. The odds start to shift. Maybe I've called it too soon. It's still a 3-on-2. It should still be AVANT's round.
In comes Ali. Do they expect the 2-man stack? Hazza, 15 HP, going to be forced out by the Molotov. Great utility usage. APOC now able to find Ali, and it's all up to Ricky. He's already got 3 kills, needs to go for the ace, but he's running out of time. And still here at APOC. He needs to stop this plant, and he has. He's gotten Ricky off the plant, and this should be round number 15 found. Sterling coming in to secure the round. As we head to round 23, it's looking like it could be all she wrote, Jordan.
Very well done from APOC, not overcommitting to that fight at all. You know, sometimes you'll see a player just try to be the hero. 1v1 Ricky there, get the head banged off, and then it's a one-on-one. Sterling has to deal with the post plant. APOC very, very comfortable though. It's all done from the good work of Blitz early on in the round. Could have been a completely different one had he not managed to find 2 in apartments there. But we're at 15-7. Match point now for Avant. Order with it all to play for. It's elimination point. And the auto sniper comes out for Blitz. If auto weren't tilted enough already.
Oh, and Sterling going to be flashed off the line. Going to be hitting that one. Valiant's ready for someone to be in Boiler, but APOC not going to be traded out. Order a little bit too split now, and he's going to hold apartments perfectly. This is looking good for Avant.
Oh.
And another for Sterling. This is Order being torn to shreds, being given nothing here into the lower bracket finals. It's Ali in a 1v5. Oh, it's down the drain for Order.
I don't know what I have just witnessed, Mac. That was a complete reversal of the expectations for this matchup.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying Order should win. It looked like it was going to be Order's tournament. Their chance now to have a grand final against Renegades has slipped away. Sterling, 3 kills in the final round, and Avant complete the 2-0. They'll be going through to the grand final against Renegades.